Hello there gamers, I am Drakov. I play Salmon Run so much that I now have all the silver bust badges, that is 1000 efficient big shot kills most notably. And it's time for another episode of Daily Salmons. Today we have, for the first time in the series, the Dark Tetra Dualies. They are exactly the same as in the previous game. That is really unfortunate. Because all the new additions to this game, they didn't really help it pretty much. Only the way it works is you want to be using rolls as much as you can. Because they do increase your DPS. I can show it on the cohort right here. It's normal fire. This is like splatter shot DPS, but now rolled. But I'll do it again. It's ever so slightly faster. And also you get the one reticle instead of the two, so you are also generally hitting more shots when rolled. However, there's one downside to rolling. So you see I hit the ZL button there like from the start, but it took me that long till I actually was to submerging. After the fourth roll, that time is longer, I believe. Or just rolling. Maybe it's just that, it's hard to tell. Yeah, there is a max of rolls really. So what that means for gameplay is you do not want to use these rolls to dodge anything really. So the game, instead of calling it dodge rolls, it's rather misleading. Really just your way of activating your main DPS, and you get a little bit of movement on top. So what you wanna do is, when you roll, you wanna make sure that you actually do wanna be firing your rolling. So that you never actually have to cancel it immediately. And when you actually need to dodge stuff, then don't roll, but make sure to jump before you're firing and stuff if you actually jump and move normally and paint your feet and stuff. Because the dodge rolls are not for dodging. But it's pretty much as always. Well, up no reason that just you have a bit more range than splatter shots, so there's that as well. And yeah, what I'm trying here is jumping while rolling, and it does unfortunately not work. Big shot waves, they are really bad for this weapon. One of the things, of course, fish stick paint is also really not great for it. Matchup against lessers is like mediocre, really. Yeah, if I am to explain here how to do your rolls, hit things, you are fighting a group of lessers, and you can run back against them if they are kinda overwhelming you, and hopefully you will not get trapped that way. Now only roll forward when you know that you can actually roll forward. But other than that, sideways or backways. Right, Squeezer. Squeezer, on the other hand, is a weapon that got a lot of help from the previous game. Taps are 50 damage now. Be like 40 or 45 or something. You're two-shotting champs with taps now. Pretty nice, not dealing more DPS on bosses. However, tapping isn't all there is to this. The thing with taps is they use a lot of ink. Let me actually just empty my ink tank here. Yeah, basically only got 2 cooked here. My auto fire. Emptying a lot slower. I'm gonna get 3 of them. Even start a fast. Ah, just barely. The auto fire, it's pretty much comparable to splatter shot. so you could say Squeezer is actually strictly better Splatter Shot. And it's not really, because the auto-fire range is shorter than Splatter Shot. But the paint is similar and the damage is almost the same, like it's 1 damage less per shot or something, it really doesn't matter. The shot is 35, this is 34. Don't know why they picked exactly 34, but it is what it is. So whenever you are close enough to things, feel free to just auto-fire them. It's definitely a slower DPS than mesh tapping, if you're good at doing that. But if you're like me bad at doing that, auto-fire is completely fine. Yeah, then you can tap down just the long-range things, or things that will die to a very small amount of taps. That must not be well of mana tap because they're far away. When you're close you can auto them too. It's also gonna get the 1 cycle. And the other thing is taps do not paint nearly as well as auto-fire. Probably know that already. Squeezer, it's actually nothing to sneeze at in this game. Used to call it the sneezer, but I mean, I'm still calling it the sneezer just for the meme, but it's actually a good weapon now. But Nautilus, I do love me some Nautilus. This is another one of the splitlings, and it's a pretty cool one. The first thing you can do with it is similar to Ballpoint, you can recharge while firing. I do love that feature for sure. Not mandatory or anything, but it's just useful. Although when doing that, you of course need to watch your ink tank and make sure you get good refill cycles in. But it plays different from Mini in that you can use a lot of ink with the flex recharging easily and just plan out bigger refill cycles. Which works in a similar way to the long-range splatlings. Also wanna gravitate towards long refill cycles. And the other thing about Nautilus is that it has instant range that is unique for other splatlings. This is why I call it the shooter splatling a lot. Because like shooters, they also have max range immediately. Oh yeah, right, the Nautilus can also swim with its charge. I'm not using it too often, but sometimes I'm using it, and I mean, it's helpful. It's more a PvP thing. Also just spend a lot of frames doing the transformations and stuff. Not really spammable, but it's there whenever you need it. Right, and finally, since you do have the flex recharge stuff, you really do not need to fully charge this thing before starting fire like I'm doing here. And just some kind of charge, then fire, recharge, fire, recharge, fire, recharge. Yeah, exaggerated a bit there because I was already full and then I did some overcharging. You definitely do not want to do that. If you have only a small charge, you can do like this. Eventually you'll have good charge and then you can just go off the thing. Looks out really nicely for this. There may or may not actually be additional DPS from keeping it on low charges and doing this thing over and over. There was something like that in the old game, but Marty would know the definite answer to that. They kept that in this game, or if they changed it. Either way, it's not super important to worry about that. One good application of doing this is definitely when you have like a scrapper harassing you. Then you can just do these quick partials until it's like stunned, and then like charge more and please paint around it, swim around and stuff. Just when you're dealing with a lot of lessers that are ambushing you, so kill them one by one, just like I showed it with the mini in the other episode. Make space for yourself that way. Finally the Rapid Blaster. Rapid Blaster is interesting. It is both good and bad at dealing with steelheads. It's really funny, but that is exactly how it is. It's good because it has a lot of range for sure. So it's typically a primary steelhead killer and the comp sits in. It's probably comparable to Nautilus here, so that is nice at least. But it is also bad because the one cycle is not always easy. The way you do it is you pre-fire an indirect and then double direct. Pre-fire that is you fire it before the steelhead actually has its hitbox out, preferably. And you can also still fire it right when it has the hitbox out, but that makes the timing really tight. I do recommend pre-firing, and one of the 3 hits that you're gonna get can be an indirect. This. Of course you can also triple direct, but whenever I triple direct it's usually by accident. Yeah, it's very well possible too, and it works, it's just overkill. Then what you mostly wanna do with this is rid of lizards, of course. The indirect kills small frays, which is nice, but not chums. If correctly to show it. And you're gonna get indirects when you hit like one enemy in the of lizards. Here. See the other small frays that got indirected. The rapids aren't quite lunar or anything. Still got to point them at lizards a lot. Other than that, it works like other blasters. Paints its feet, paints great path forward. I think it's a particularly nice weapon on freelance because it has good flexibility, and it's also really good at killing stingers. May or may not be able to still one-shot them, but the 2-shot is easy. Just aim like somewhere in the middle, and then you're gonna see quickly which part you aren't getting, and then you can fire at that part before the death animation of the parts that you've hit previously isn't even finished. 2-shot are the stingers, maybe 1-shot if you're lucky. Yeah, it's also really good for dealing with Triceratops. But of course that doesn't mean that with the other weapons you should ignore them. Yeah, that is all there is to say about Rapid pretty much. Nice midliner if you will. Right, anyway, we have survived another rotation of spawning grounds. To the spiral it is. We'll get the back Nebby. Also lemon here. A lot of lemons now because of that reflex meme on Twitter. Nightwave, please don't be rushed. Nice. Are you? Took that position because of Russia. I'll just start on the spiral, I guess. Would actually see these things. We want this well painted always. Oh, the lemon died to the vessels. We got that snatches here, I think. So this weapon that doesn't really have something that lets it coax well. Probably the Nautilus actually that is best. And yes, the best DPS here is a spat lane. And know what I'll actually deal with some does here. Bumming the things. .25 definitely not a good Mudmouth score here. I mean, just the game till they pretty much just woke up. Well, here's Rush. Fortunately, the modifier two shots the chance, so I'm not gonna tap this ever. For a change. There you go, lemon. Was super risky, I wanted to get this X there. Get quota. Yeah, I've injured by the way. I actually just need to not die and then we'll win. Oh, that guy just went there. Dang, I have trouble seeing things. It is on Sandy Star. Still need X. Alright, I just jet now. I flapped around too much here. I should pay that special. Can we get back into it? Nice. Didn't need it if I actually play the wave correctly. Really focusing too much on talking, too little on playing. I'm so sorry. This... okay, no, this is not a night wave. Got this painted. Good well to have painted if we ever need to get behind the first stinger. Oh, there it is, in fact. See, the chum was gonna block me there, but good thing I got hurt from the teammate with a steelhead. Get out of this, nice. Refill. No, what else? Just special. There's no easy way I'm removing that given my position. I also noticed the stinger. I also hit with it. Ugh! What the heck got me off that stick there? Was it actually the stun floppy? Was kinda crazy. This ring ah. My first multi-hit was chipped already, I didn't quite see. Abby help me. Okay, thanks. The hits here. Need to go. Oh nice, I got them both in one hit. That makes it a lot easier. That was a rude awakening. These two hits, they were living too long. There was a world where I would not mess with this get far a bit and actually prioritize this over them. It's close. Anyway, what definitely was visible is that the Tetras, they are a little bit underwhelming. Maybe tied with the Dualies squelches for worst Dualies in the game. Well, very much unlike the Dualies squelches, they actually do get DPS increase from rolling. Squelches might actually be better for this game because they do have mobility at least. The jury's still out on the final verdict there. Hold it and check back some eggs. That eel is... it's on me, okay. Nice. Dick. Rapid got them out, that is nice. But they're doing it. Not answer that rain. I'm out of range, dang. Nice, the others got it there. Really, even after the roll ended up in green ink there. Annoying. Been painting your feet correctly, right? One egg? Someone, please. Thank you. I am actually out of ink. That is the thing with the Tetras, they're just rather slow to kill things. I push back a lot because of it, and like out of ink, a surface special that doesn't really work as a panic button. Like the reef slider, for example. We're in a world of pain for sure. Climb it to not get ambushed on the ground. I have the same idea. How can I reach that from here? I'm getting missed out. Don't die to these. Happened there. Okay, they got it on top of it. Nice. Ink. No, I actually found some use for the repositioning thing. Now what I actually get on the spiral for a bit. Like the way to get the steelhead. Lucky, there we go. I would not recommend the Spiral as the default for the Nautilus or any of the weapons in this comp really. But there are actually 3 weapons that can play well from the Spiral if they have to, so it's a good retreat spot. We do not have an actual backline type thing here. That would actually spend a lot of time there alone. This movement. I have two crabs. Something with them. Fortunately that car didn't quite run the way I wanted it to. That auto fire definitely better than tap fire for stingers, by the way, because HP and 50 damage the taps. With the sprinkler. You can auto that from here, but you can also tap them nicely from range. Instead of refilling, I'm just gonna special for some power play here. Oh, hello there. Tap 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 tap. I'll do it. Yeah, there's also a different squeezer technique that I tried for a bit in the old game. Not sure if it's still really too necessary in the new game. What I did was try to tap in multiples of 100. That is one tap shot, two auto shots, then release, then again tap auto. To do like bursts of 100 damage every time. Because everything has multiples of 100 HP. Because in this game that would change a bit, because you are dealing more than 100 damage if you're doing exactly that. You already do get 100 from triple auto. I mean, it can still ever so slightly increase your DPS maybe. Do that from time to time. Yeah, if you do that chum by chum like you would in the old game, it actually only wastes ink. Would be mainly for big targets. Where? Oh, there. A good position to shoot it here. The perfect position. I love to see it. Goldie had no chance. Cannot hit that from the sparrow, that is an annoying position. An annoying path, not position. That was general because can't really use this. There. It's like in the back on top of the sparrow. Here. They got it without me. Throw that egg then. This sketch isn't really good at giving info. I just was there anyway, so might as well open it. Get up, please. What the heck? This is just like the ground sludge. Sometimes you get on top of it just fine, and sometimes it's completely trolling you. A slow Titan gun. Was it Drizzler? Never mind, they got it before me. There was nothing else to do. Nice! Good more doing, okay. There's a stinger there. There in a second. Another, okay. I'm on the wrong side now. A big shot. I got this stinger. Then to deal with a big shot I do need to create some space for myself. The other guy failed to steal it, but they did some nice work there. Some weapon roll reversal happening here for sure, but I mean it's fine. For the most part these weapons are flexible, so it works. I missed it still at 1 cycle, but it's super weak. I'll get it whenever it comes here. Temptation to use wave breakers definitely high there, but we have food already, so I'm not overfishing here. Is he weak? Yep. And that is another thing I didn't mention, the testing range. Occasionally you will still fail still at 1 cycles, because you know it takes a long time and cuts can get eaten, or you can just miss them by bad aim. Because you might also be dodging missiles at the same time. Or Kurk might get in the way or whatever. In that case, remember how much damage you've dealt to them. You can set up to kill them more easily. Like having to just hit one shot on them instead of all three makes it a lot easier. You can take a lot worse positions to finish it than to start it, so to speak. I made a baby there, a baby stinger. Okay, some bad aim there, but I just missed the other guy anyway. So time. Aiming and mashing at the same time with the squeezers. Not easy for sure. Get to accelerate the kill. Possibly cover for spawning vessels. Oh! The splash damage. That now. The wave breaker just lit. If that isn't a prisoner, right? Yeah, it isn't. If you to get one the second day, I believe. I would have to be really lucky because I'm not adding much to that meter myself, I'm just starting. The whole team actually outpowered me. How did that happen? We had a Seeking and 2 day waves. Focusing so hard on talking. Did they like all get the Seeking bug and I didn't? There is a bug with seeking in Power X, and I have no idea how it works out ever, but maybe that is exactly what happened. Was the Goldie kill just award a million or what? No idea. It's the same team, isn't it? Guess we could keep him to Kozuna. Getting them around. I really wanted this to heal today there instead. Head and big shot combination again, same spot even. Don't have that long range with the Nautilus. Oh wow, I still don't. Well, good thing I painted it. I'm just kinda getting camped right now. Everything is in here. I do have a lot of trouble seeing stuff with the purple ink here. I got the revive. Small. Wow. Two players literally never came back. Right now I'll not keep this team then. Anyway, the reason we lost is actually not them doing that, but me just being unproductive when I was there myself. I was struggling a lot with charge range and stuff. That was just awful. Multiple times I thought I was close enough and I really wasn't, and then I was firing at nothing. I lost at least 10 seconds to that, if not more. He's still waking up. The heck was that not even on me though? Really surprising. You guys camping the cannon. Let go on them. Maybe they had two and that was the third. That would be first and someone at basket. Let's not get myself trapped. And then they came from the other side too. I should not have done this deal, instead just get out there. And will I learn? Not the first time that has happened to me, but it's something I still need to remember more. Actually, we have killed enough way too early already. I kinda wanna prioritize X right now. Get us closer to quota. Nice. We painted the fluffies entirely without me. Again, overestimating my range. Ah, there's rain everywhere. I only saw the one I was in, but then didn't see the one I was getting into because there were multiple. Mouth. Especially when bombing. Tetra's not gonna be doing much after a bomb, that's for sure. Getting pincered here, I just have to leave. Whoops, didn't mean to roll down. Be good if I just prioritize lessons in general in Mudmouth. As it's clearly visible that others are doing it. Take that egg, that's us. Not to this, alright. We're at 34, that would actually clear us at level max. Not on wave 3 though, just on wave 2. Even if it were wave 3, what else is there? Else? That whenever it gets triggered, now. There's merit to letting them walk just a few steps. So the eggs are not right by the water. We also shouldn't be waiting forever, so it was a good spot. We can combo here. Hit me. Okay, they got the eel. I'm not comboing, but it still needs to die. That stinger is a good target for me to take out. So I will. These can have it too. Leave the lessers here. The Chris last week, hopefully they'll finish it. I'll go for that other stinger. Bota's looking good, I can just kill the steelhead so it's gone. I have an eel on me. Player, bring the eel up the spiral. Although hopefully it will never get there alive. You set the tarp, thank you. Well down. And when in doubt, you can actually point blank chance with a rapid. You do need to hit though, if you miss you will die. There's our Kozuna. Black Chronicles 2. You still have to play that game when I get to it. Heard it's amazing. Put a stake there for no reason. Damage to the guy while looking around. Oh, good thing the snatcher came early enough. Me. Mashing a bit for DPS on the cursor there because it wouldn't be a problem. Wave. Two are down, that is outs on me. Ugh. Big shot is back. Just have to weather the storm now, I think. Speaking of weathering storms, there's an annoying ink storm. Oh! Dang it, I saw that late. I think we lose now. Yeah. That was not a death I was meaning to take at all. Thought it already was the second wave. I was completely wrong. Anyway, we still got a silver here at least. Oh, that is actually the daily rewards already. Wait, no, that wasn't 3 games. We lost in wave 1 game. It's actually 5 games. Yeah, just in time then. The 50 minutes on most episodes. Then we... Well, these are still some rewards from yesterday that I forgot to pick up, I see. I played the previous rotation a lot for sure. These are actual daily rewards. See, I got really lucky with golds on throughout the last week, especially in the previous rotation. Very much ahead on golds compared to silvers now. You think of it like 10 silvers per 1 gold. That may or may not by but there is high variance involved, of course. Anyway, yeah, that will be it for this one. I will be back for the next Hydroplant rotation, which happens to be another really good rotation. Hydroplant gets all the good rotations while also being the easiest map. Alright then. When that is, thanks for watching.